Good afternoon, everyone. We're going to start our board meeting. If you can take a seat, or if there's some disruption, you can be asked to be removed. We're going to start. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the regular board meeting information for Adelanto Elementary School District. Today is Tuesday, April the 9th, 2024. The time is 5:32. Call to order, Mrs. LeVay.
Trustee Benz.
Present.
Trustee Turner.
Turner present.
Trustee Soto. Oh, Soto is running behind. I apologize. Trustee Webster.
Webster present.
Trustee La French.
Love French present. Quorum has been established. Section 1.04, Pledge of Allegiance. Will you please stand? Place your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Adoption of the agenda. Ms. LeVay, do we have any proposed additions, deletions, and adjustment in the order of business?
Madam President, I do. I have a couple. For item 12.04, approval of the Parent Institute for Quality Education, PIQE. The quote has a typo. It should say AESD, not Barstow High. For item 12.08, approval of the amendment to the contract for reliable nursing. The quote read Adelanto Elementary Unified, and it should be Adelanto Elementary School District. And then for item 12.09, that also is an approval for the amendment to the contract for reliable nursing. The quote says Adelanto Elementary Unified, and it should state Adelanto Elementary School District. And then for item 12.21, we're going to remove employee 7892, coordinator of special ed.
Thank you, Ms. LeVay. Section 2.02, adoption of the agenda. Trustees, I need a motion to adopt the agenda.
Trustee Turner, motion to adopt the agenda with those changes that were just stated.
Benz, I second.
Ms. LeVay, please take the vote.
Trustee Webster.
Webster, I.
Trustee Turner.
Turner, aye.
Trustee Benz.
Benz, I.
Trustee La French.
Love French, aye. Motion passed 4-0. Moving on to section 3, cabinet reports.
Right. Good evening, trustees. Good evening, our audience. Good evening, everyone who is out in Zoom. So since our last regular board meeting right before spring break, I want to wish everyone welcome back, as well as hoping everyone had a very restful spring break, and we're ready for the push into testing season as well as into the end of the year. Some items from our Human Resources Department. Our current enrollment is at 7,697 students with a 90.15 attendance rate. We have currently 8 teacher vacancies, which is just a 2.5% vacancy rate, 4 of which are special education, 4 of which are general education. General education is only a 1.25% vacancy rate. Want to thank our human resources team. We've been busy in regards to recruitment and hiring for some updates. We're anticipating approximately 15 multiple subject positions in addition to our current SPED openings for the 24-25 school year. We've hired 5 of the 15 multiple subject positions that we're projecting already, and 1 in 5 of those SPED teachers as well, and it's only in April. So we're doing extremely well in regards to our hiring and recruitment for next year. Also, we're excited that we're bringing 5 candidates this evening for open management positions. Upcoming hiring events, we're going to be attending the Cal State University San Bernardino hiring event, which is on April the 18th. And in addition to that, we're going to be at the April 20th San Bernardino County of Office Education Career Expo. We're going to be having a hiring team conducting interviews and offering conditional contracts on the spot to secure top tier talent. So it's extremely exciting. And again, I want to thank everyone on our HR team for making this push and being able to prioritize our recruitment that is thus far being extremely successful. We held a very successful training with our management team last week on Wednesday, April the 3rd, on how to conduct investigations as well as the FRIS documentation and support model. Our colloquium is scheduled coming up for May the 16th for our induction candidates. We're very excited for the hard work and growth and commitment of our induction candidates, as well as the hard work that our induction coaches have also been investing in our employees. Planning for promotion is underway. Calendars have been distributed to all of our board members at tonight's meeting and also being placed in your calendars. Ms. Gonzalez and Mr. Lemish are at the CASBO conference this week, and they're building capacity for our business services team and ready to come back with some very innovative ideas. We're very excited about that. Also within business services, our Mojave Desert Air Quality Management District would like to arrange a photo op for the targeted airshed grant that we've received. And they'd like to have to get a photo with 3 new units that were acquired through this grant. We're going to be tentatively looking at April the 17th at 10 a.m. and any of our trustees are invited, and Z will be in contact with you with that information. So that's all for my report this evening. So thank you.
Thank you. Dr. Dwyzon.
All right. Good evening, President Love French, Board of Trustees, AESD staff and community. Here are some updates from academic services. So right now, registration for summer school is currently open. We opened on April 1st, and that will conclude on May 17th. So there's 2 ways to sign up. Paper application you can obtain through your child's school office and through the Parent Square portal, as there'll be a direct link to do that electronically for those that wish to do so. Summer school will run from June 5th through the 28th, and our ESY for our special education students will be from June 5th through July 3rd. So we look forward to the next board meeting providing more details on summer school. Our DLAC meeting will be on April 18th from 10 to 11:30 right here in the boardroom. There will also be a district advisory council meeting that night on April 18th from 5 to 6:30. Those are online. So please join us at our parent engagement meetings. Look for those invites on Parent Square. Your voice is important, especially as we are in the midst of writing our LCAP for the next 3 years. We are currently in full state testing mode. So all of our schools so far, we're going off without a hitch. I shouldn't have said that out loud. On April 1st through May 17th, that's the testing window. So please help us, parents, get to school daily, every day on time. Make sure they get their breakfast, get plenty of rest, and then encourage them, have that growth mindset, because we know our students can do it. We do have enrollment for the 24-25 school year available now. Please register your children for school. That's TK all the way to 8. So next year, there's a change in TK. It will be offered to all 5-year-olds who are born between September 2nd and June 2nd. So every year there's a shift, and then next year it'll go up just a little bit more for all 4-year-olds. So we're excited that we fully expanded TK across our district. It will be available at all elementary sites, with George being our newest addition next year. There's Miss Braille, our new TK teacher at George. And we are excited about this because this helps build a strong foundation for our students for years to come. So we're really excited about that. And then lastly, board, you do have an invitation in your papers on Thursday, May 2nd. We will be holding our English learners reclassification ceremony. That'll be from 5:30 to 7:30 at Gus Franklin. And that concludes academic services.
Thank you. Section 4, staff reports and presentations. I would like to welcome Braddock for student presentations.
Good evening, Board President LaFrench, Board of Trustees, Executive Cabinet, AESD staff, students, families, and community members. I am Christina Valenzuela, Principal of Braddock Elementary School. I'm accompanied by my incredible Assistant Principal, Dr. Josephine Wade, and 5 of our phenomenal 5th grade students. Tonight, we not only want to demonstrate who we are at Braddock, but who and what we aspire to become. In a time of many uncertainties, we certainly know that education is the game changer. And as educators, it is our direct impact that will ultimately create change makers. With that said, we were inspired by the following quote: "The world said be invisible, but she heard be invincible." Throughout history, there have been many people that have been encouraged to be silent. Tonight, we would like to spotlight one group that has defied odds and has contributed to defining what dynamic communities look like: women. Women's History Month was just celebrated, spanning from March 1st to March 31st. It was organized by the School District of Sonoma, California in 1978. In 1980, President Jimmy Carter issued the first presidential proclamation declaring the week of March 8th as National Women's History Week. As time went on, Congress then passed a resolution establishing Women's History Week to be a national celebration. 6 years later, the National Women's History Project petitioned Congress to expand the event to the entire month of March. Each year, there's a specific theme that is celebrated. This year, the theme embraces women who advocate for equity, diversity, and inclusion. The theme recognizes women who understand the need to eliminate bias and discrimination from individual lives and institutions. The students who join us tonight also understood the importance of recognizing women who have made significant contributions in society. They did so by choosing a woman as a focal point of their biographical project. They are here representing different women in history. Please allow me to introduce you to Harriet Tubman, Simone Biles, Marie Curie, Frida Kahlo, and Amelia Earhart.
Hello, my name is Elise Ortiz. I am from Braddock Elementary, and I will be representing Harriet Tubman. How do you do? My name is Harriet Tubman, and I was born into slavery on March 1822 in Dorchester County, Maryland, and I died March 10, 1913. Oh, later I had escaped from Dorchester to Philadelphia, where I was able to live as a free woman. Once I was free, I had dedicated my life to the abolition of slavery as a conductor on the Underground Railroad. During Civil War, I became the first woman to lead an armed military raid on June 1863. I was also Union Scout, spy, and nurse. I fought for women's rights and established a nursing home for my fellow folks on my own property in Auburn, New York. Well, there's nothing more to say during that time for us colored folks, but trauma, fear, and danger, and I would like to be remembered as the woman who led to freedom. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Dalen Dixon. I'll be representing Simone Biles. Hi, my name is Simone Biles. I was born on March 14, 1997 in Columbus, Ohio. I was a foster child due to my mom's addiction at the age of 3, with my 4 siblings, including my twin sister. By 6, I fell in love in gymnastics, and by 16, I was the first U.S. gymnast to win 4 gold medals in a single event and first to win 6 all around. I want to be known as a woman who didn't give up and let her circumstance stop her. Thank you for your time.
My name is Alora Reed, and I will be representing Marie Curie. Hi, my name is Marie Curie, and I was born in 1867 on November 7, during the 1800s where there was inequality of women's rights. There were many who could not get very good jobs, specifically women. By the age of 36, I had won my very first Nobel Prize. My fame occurred after death and during my life because I helped discover radiation could help cure cancer. Help discover radiation.
Take your time.
A confirmation. By 2024, this will change the way we see and talk about women accomplishing so many goals. I want to be remembered as the woman who was courageous enough to reach for her passion of science and her discovery of how radiation could help save so many lives. Sadly, I died in 1934 on July 4th due to overdose of radiation. Fun fact, did you know that I was the very first woman to win not 1 but 2 Nobel Prizes? Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
They weren't in the right order.
It's okay.
It's okay, Lou.
Good evening. My name is Patricia Bills, and I'll be representing Frida Kahlo. Hello, my name is Frida Kahlo. I was born July 6, 1907, in Culiacan, Mexico. During this time, there was great inequality for women. Many women could not vote or go to school. At the age of 39, I was rewarded a national prize in the era of arts and science. My fame occurred because of my artistic skills. By 2024, this would change the way we see and talk about women accomplishing goals. I would like to be remembered for my self-portraits such as pain and passion, and for the bold and vibrant colors used in my paintings. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Aaliyah Reyes. I'm in 5th grade and I'll be representing Amelia Earhart. Hi, my name is Amelia Earhart. I was born on July 24th, 1897 in Ashton, Kansas. During this time period, there was inequality of women's rights. There were many who could not work. At the age of 31, I accomplished being the first woman to fly across the Atlantic Ocean. My family occurred after my death because I went missing and was never found. By 2024, this would change the way we see and talk about women's accomplishments, so many goals. I want to be remembered as a woman who first became the first female pilot. Thank you, and thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Each of the individuals identified significantly impacted their communities by trailblazing new paths and creating new opportunities for others. In our pursuit to do the same, Dr. Wade and I have taken on the task of becoming one of the first elementary community schools in San Bernardino County. Our motivation began last year at the Student Wellness Conference in Anaheim. We heard incredible ideas and opportunities that we knew would benefit our community, and we asked ourselves, why not us? Why not now? In that moment, our goal for developing a wellness center on our campus and essentially becoming the hub of our community blossomed. Our application for a $1.5 million grant was submitted in February, and we will know the status by the end of May. We are anxious and mildly overwhelmed by so many things, excited for the partnerships that we have developed along this journey. These partnerships are so incredibly important because we know that people working together in a strong community with a shared goal and a common purpose can make the impossible possible. In closing, I would like to thank all of you for your time and your support. Have a great evening.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Valenzuela and Dr. Wade. Can you have your students come and take a picture with us? Next, we'll move along to 4.02. Kim will present on the peer conference. I don't want to mess your last name up if I try. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
The hardest thing is me pronouncing names
It's
that I
okay.
haven't seen.
It's
So
all right.
thank you.
May I just ask some of the paras and the staff that went on the para conference if they want to come up?
Please,
Okay, if anybody wants to come up with me, please, because I'm doing this by myself.
please join her, support her, please.
Oh, okay, let's see.
All right.
Sorry, I know I am too. So good evening, board members, trustees, Zoom land, my fellow teachers, my fellow classified. I'm so nervous, I'm so sorry. This year, thank you to Adelanto Elementary School District and our special ed department. Special thanks to our SPED Collaborative Funds Committee, Special Ed Director Kimberly Guthrie, and SPED Secretary Lynette Mosley. Could I get the next slide? This year's CSEA hosted the 27th Annual Para Conference in March at the Ontario Convention Center. With over 1,200 attendees, we all had a chance to connect with friends and coworkers while meeting and making memories with old and new friends along the way. Next slide. My commitment to the district was to attend the conference and come back and share the experiences and others. In the next slide, I've asked all the attendees to create a slide about their experiences, their favorite class, and a picture. I apologize, I will only be highlighting portions. Everyone had a lot to say, and I'm hoping, Ms. LeVay, that you could forward the presentation to the board. So in your leisure, you might be able to look at everybody's slides. I didn't want to discount anybody's words, so I kind of just highlighted what was important. My hope is that we will be able to share it out at our school sites and to be a part of upcoming professional development days in the future. We can all print out our certificates of completion and have for our records. Next slide. So my name is Kim Avigliano. I'm a para at Melba Davis. My favorite part about the conference is seeing amazing people like our conference committee chair, Colette Hetland. She is also a paraeducator, our Area D director, and is an inspiration to me in so many ways. The classes they offered this year have helped me take time to self-reflect on how I may continue to be a CAC leader, how I hope to continue to make a difference in the lives of our students, and I can continue to attend these conferences in the future and share with my coworkers the valuable knowledge I received. Next slide. Jessica, our bus aide. Her takeaway from Rise Up Mental Health and Resilience Program, I found it beneficial on a personal and professional level because it gave me tools to de-stress and refocus using relaxing music and breathing techniques. There we go. Next slide. Brandon is our IT person. With classes ranging from CPR to inclusivity, there was some substance for everyone. Learning techniques to teach and encourage our students on how to stay safe while enjoying the pleasures, excitement, and education of the internet. Next slide is Martha. She is a paraprofessional at Gus Franklin. Her takeaway: invisible injuries, imposter syndrome, and compassion fatigue. These classes helped me personally and professionally. The other classes that I took gave me resources to better understand our students. At this conference, I was able to connect and share my experience with paras from El Cajon and San Jose. How cool is that? I really hope that I have the opportunity to attend next year. Next slide is Damien. He is Columbia. He's a custodian, supporting trans and non-binary students. The takeaways were: number one, being sensitive to each individual. Number two, being okay to ask what pronouns to use. Number three, showing acceptance of our understanding. Number four, actively learning more about the community. Number five is Marcella from Melva Davis. I found intense value in the classes I attended at the conference. The various classes offered valuable information benefiting both personal and professional wellness. The numerous benefits of attending the conference aid in molding a more confident, well-balanced, and well-educated employee. The Rise Up class was beyond fun and beneficial and is one that should be experienced by all. Next is Kelly. She's at Ted Vic. The conference offered so much invaluable information and experience that it is impossible today to just say I learned so much. My position as a para was greatly enriched by taking the courses that were offered at the conference. I was delighted to learn that my professional development not only helps you as an individual, but that it strengthens your abilities as a team player in your individual position and school site. Jackie is at West Creek. Students should feel comfortable to come to us to talk about topics like their house abuse, their gender, their traumas, their sorrows, their hopes, and accomplishments. The classes were very eye-opening and emphasized the importance of empathy, knowledge, and understanding the knowledge and understanding that inspires positive changes that start with us. We get out what we put in, and both the students and ourselves included deserve better. Janet is at Morgan Kincaid. The class that stood out most was putting inclusive practice into action, because it really spoke about including every child and how our school should be ready to have a plan for every child. It was getting to meet new people and being able to get advice and communicate through different points of views as well. Ophelia, she is at El Mirage. My favorite part of the Paraeducator Conference was learning new information that I can use in the classroom. I learned about many differences in children's behavior as they grow. My favorite class was compassion fatigue. Teresa, she's at Gus Franklin. Being good soil is one of the phases that I found most meaningful during the 27th Paraeducator Conference that I had the opportunity to attend. I would like to be good soil for the students where they can grow, achieve, and succeed with my care, love, and encouragement. And with that, they can become good soil for our generation to come. Erica is at Mesa Linda. I have taken empowering strategies away from this conference, not only meeting other paraprofessionals from other districts, but understanding that we truly do this profession for the children who come from our foster care, the children who come from abusive homes, the children who are homeless, the children who need love, the children who get overlooked. They shouldn't have different different obstacles in their lives that keep them from doing things like others. For many of us, this isn't a job. This is something we love. Yasmin, is that Tedvick? I learned so much, but my biggest takeaway was learning about the CAPTAIN network. CAPTAIN is an acronym that stands for California Autism Professional Training and Information Network. This is an online network full of training, evidence-based practices, and a matrix of full resources available to us for our students at every age. The kids are the winners when we use this as well. Portia, she is at Eagle Ranch. I am grateful to the board for investing in me and granting me the opportunity to meet with other paraprofessionals like me. This was my first time attending the conference and I had a fantastic experience. The classes were all excellent and I gained new perspectives on different subjects from experts in different fields. I am thrilled to apply some of the ideas and strategies I have learned from the conference. Adelanto 451, representing with friends. The best experience is connecting with coworkers and new friends you have met through these experiences. It was nice to have other classifications share in this experience. I was able to send Becky Nicio, she's a secretary at Mesa Linda, and her daughter Natalie Nicio, who's a paraprofessional at Mesa Linda Middle School. In closing, save the date. 28th Annual CSEA Paraeducator Conference is March 11th through 13th, 2025. Who will be representing Adelanto 451? I know we would all love to attend again. Thank you.
Thank you.
And just to point out, we made shirts. Jessica made these shirts for us, so we wore them representing our chapter down there.
Unity.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Madam President, I just want to announce that Trustee Soto arrived at 5:35 PM.
Thank you. Moving right along to section 5, closed session declarations. We will be taking items 5.02 through 5.06 into closed session. Public testimony before closed session. The public comment period is administered by state law and is the point in the meeting set aside for members of the public to share their opinions with the board. Open meeting laws do not permit the board to engage in dialogue or answer questions. Any person who wishes to address the governing board on closed session agenda items only must complete and submit an AESD speaker request form 5 minutes before the meeting is called to order. Public comments will only be taken on agenda items during the discussion of those items. The board values public comments, and although the Board of Trustees cannot take action or discuss items not on the agenda, the Board of Trustees listen carefully and appreciate input from the public. Additionally, a public speaker can be cut off for exceeding the allotted time or for willfully causing an actual disruption to the meeting. Before cutting a person off or removing someone, the board will give at least one clear warning. If you were cut off or warned last time, please consider that your warning. Individual speakers are allowed 3 minutes to address the board on each closed session agenda item. The board limits the total time for public input on each item to 20 minutes. With board consent, the president may increase or decrease the time allowed for public presentations depending on the topic and the number of persons wishing to be heard. The president may take a poll of speakers for or against a particular issue and may ask that additional persons speak only if they have something new to add. Mrs. LeVey, do we have any speakers from ADTA?
Madam President, I'm going to call for Jennifer Rader.
Thank you. Mr. Hine is going to speak.
Okay. I know I don't look like Jennifer.
I was going to say the same thing. Welcome.
Good evening, Madam President Love French, Trustee Turner, Trustee Webster, Trustee Benz, Trustee Soto, Dr. Doizan, Mrs. Gonzalez, Dr. Albert, esteemed colleagues from ADTA and CSEA, as well as our fabulous parents and community members. Thank you for being here this evening. My name is Brian Hahn, and I serve as the proud Vice President of our Teachers Association, otherwise known as ADTA. Standing next to me here this evening is Diane Lynn, our proud CSEA President. It's hard to believe that it's April 9th and we're still without a contract. Trustee Turner, these words are going to hark back to Hector Anderson. Who's driving the bus? Who's driving the bus? Who's driving the bus? By looking at the empty seat on the dais, we know who's not, right? Session after session after session, and we still find ourselves begging for crumbs. What kind of nonsense is this? Has the Adelanto School District totally lost clarity of its values? We are always told that we are valued stakeholders in the AESD community. If you believe this to be true, we shouldn't have to beg. We shouldn't have to beg for fully paid healthcare coverage. If you believe this to be true, we shouldn't have to scream for smaller class sizes. If you believe this to be true, you can't put students first when you put teachers last. If you believe this to be true, you would offer competitive salaries and benefits. For as long as I can remember, AESD has always prided itself on being a values-oriented school district. The problem with this is that talk is cheap. And you have to practice what you preach. In other words, talk the talk and walk the walk. Values have to be operationalized. We need to see them in action. Observable behavior speaks louder than words. The Adelanto School District has often touted the value of achievement, belonging, being career ready, caring, collaboration, community, compassion, competence, confidence, creativity, diversity, equality, excellence, fairness, financial stability, gratitude, health, honesty, humility, inclusion, integrity, joy, justice, kindness, leadership, learning, love, loyalty, patriotism, peace, perseverance, recognition, reliability, respect, responsibility, safety, service, success, teamwork, truth, understanding, vision, well-being, and wisdom. When you say that you value creative kindness, is the offer of 0% being creatively kind to our teachers and classified staff members? Let's model the values that we ascribe to hold as a district. You might begin with, if you truly value us, by offering all of us competitive wages and salaries. Thank you for the opportunity to speak.
Good evening, Madam President, LaFrench, trustees, all of the cabinet that are here today, also ADTA members in the audience, classified members in the audience, everyone on Zoom, and everyone else attending this meeting. I'd like to start out by saying that as a district, we only need 3% in reserves, which equates to 4.5 million. I know the district likes to go out 3 years. So that would be approximately 14 million. So I don't understand, and I know a lot of our colleagues here do not understand, why 21.4 million came from unrestricted and went to restricted funding. Unrestricted is at 12.9 million and restricted reserves is at $43.9 million. That's a total of $56.8 million. And you're offering everyone here and at home on Zoom, every employee, zero this year? We don't understand. Also, I wanted to talk to you about our insurance. I think I have someone here who has something to pass out regarding our increase in insurances. This is Damian Johnson. He's our first vice for classified. These are the quotes. We got a new one because we had it Friday morning while we were in negotiations, received a different one. This is the most current one. We had a prior superintendent who saw the need for us to have a no cost for our employees to have insurance, and that was with Kaiser. For our classified staff, the rates now for Kaiser are going to be $1,570.72. Our cap at the moment is $1,310, which means that our out-of-pocket each month will be $260.72, which means we are going backwards. For a 6-hour employee, which we have many different departments and different hours, for a 6-hour person, it would take them 3 days each month to be able to pay out the $260.72 for insurance. Aetna has come with the rates of $1,708. It's some odd cents. And our cap is $1,310. Our out-of-pocket is $398. For 12-month employees, it would be less. For our 10-month employees who only get paid for 9 months, it's going to be more than $400 if they want Aetna. I know a lot of you have gone grocery shopping. Our money is going down the drain. What we could afford last year, we cannot afford this year. Everything's going up. With the economy as it is at 40% and us getting nothing and actually going backwards, I think that trustees, cabinet, I think we can do better for your loyal and dedicated employees standing here. There's something I wanted to touch on, and it's about our swimming pool. Unfortunately, I was not here. I was not able to attend during that meeting. I was with a family member who was ill. I'm understanding that we are already been approved to name it after someone who was alive in the, 1800s? That would be great if all of our schools and all of our properties were named after someone historically, whatever. However, all of our schools are named after ex-superintendents, principals. And I think that Holly Eckes, being a resident here, being here as a classified employee, her sons were in our school district, and she always advocated for students. I'm hoping that you can revisit. Why don't we do a survey with our employees and see what and who this should be dedicated to? So as our sign here, where is the 21 million hidden? And why so much in reserve? What are we saving for? What are we saving for? Thank you for allowing me to speak tonight.
Thank you.
Before I leave, if I may have just one more moment.
Of course.
I also would like to share with the trustees for our certificated teachers. I do want you to know that all of us belong to the High Desert Inland Employer Trust, of which I sit on the board, and I'm also the co-chair on this board. I can tell you as of today, the trust is still fighting to try and lower the rates. Last year, the trust infused a little bit more than $1 million to drive the rates down for our employees so that the cost would be less. So actually for people that have Aetna, they were paying $256, and the rate was driven down for them to $151 a month. Well, now, as it stands today, as it stood yesterday, for sure, any certificated employee who has Aetna will have to pay, if the trustees don't approve an increase in our cap, they will have to pay approximately $700 a month. The increase for Kaiser is situated at 20.58%, and Kaiser has been driving a really hard bargain. They don't want to lower their rate. They feel that they've had to hire a lot of traveling nurses. They've had to outsource a lot of people that belong to Kaiser, and so the rate for certificated will go up approximately $400. And our teachers and our classified members, we can't afford that. We just can't afford that. And, we're doing, it just, to me, it's gut wrenching because, I sit before before Aetna officials and Kaiser officials, and we beg and we plead. And, up until this year, we've done okay. They've listened. But this year, everybody's digging their heels in. And once again, our employees just cannot afford that. So thank you for the time.
Thank you. Moving on to audience members. Z, do we have any audience members that would like to speak?
Madam President, we do. Angelique Jolly, please.
Hello, Board of Trustees and Cabinet. I'm here just to speak on our middle schools. I worked at Mesa Linda for about 7 years, since 2015-16. And over the years, it's just gotten worse. And today I received a text, actually several texts. Namely because when I moved to Mesa Linda from Braddock, I took my daughter, and my daughter went to Mesa Linda for 6th, 7th, and 8th. She went to kindergarten through 5th grade at Braddock. Never once did I feel that my safety or the safety of my children were at risk. But now that has changed. As a mom and a teacher, the teachers at Mesa Linda and Columbia have so many issues with those students that arise. I'm sure that all of you have children, except I'm sorry, Soto, but someday. It scares me because weapons, drugs, fights, the safety of our staff, and now my daughter. As I'm driving, I receive a text that my daughter was hurt today. I was obviously a worried parent, not as a teacher, but as a parent, for my daughter's safety. From colleagues that I am close with calling me that my daughter was hurt today. What are you going to do about the safety in your middle schools? This lies on you. For the fights, the drugs, the weapons at the middle schools. What are you going to do? Think about this when you go to closed session tonight. How are you going to protect your staff, your teachers, your security, your classified? Why do people want to come to our district? Why? To get beat? To get assaulted? To be told to F you and this and that by the student population here?
30 seconds.
Please think. This is something that was sent to me from my colleagues. Really quick. I had to reopen my phone. I'm finding it. Ay, ay, ay. Your daughter was hurt in a fight today. And then it came to over this year, injuries. Today, boys jumping another boy. I'm not going to say who the gangs were, but 3 against 1. And then kids pushing, pulling, hit in the face and arm of my daughter. The students have stolen a radio. They can tune in and listen to what's going on. There have been multiple notices of students that have weapons, alcohol, and drugs on the campuses. What are you going to do about it? Please do something about it. It has gone on way too long.
Thank you. C, do we have anyone else?
Madam President, I'd like to call Erica Baker.
Good evening, Adelanto School District Board. My name is Erica Baker. I'm a mother of 3 with all 3 kids enrolled into Adelanto School District. My oldest goes to Melva Davis Academy and my 2 youngest attend Morgan Kincaid Elementary. We've been in the school district since 2018 and it has been nothing but amazing because of our amazing teachers. That's why. I'm here today to support our teachers that have done nothing but gone above and beyond for our kids. These teachers play a crucial role in shaping our future generations. So why not give them a better salary? Why not give them smaller classrooms? Because of them, we have doctors, lawyers, teachers, and many more careers in the making. Teachers not only teach, but they do so much more. They are role models. They are mentors, and often at times they are first responders for students that are dealing with trauma, neglect, abuse, poverty, homelessness, and so much more. We need these amazing teachers. Pay increases for teachers would make an immediate difference in our teachers' lives, as we know the cost of living is increasing, as well as rising inflation. Groceries, gas, basic supplies cost more. We should always make sure that our teachers are also getting compensated so they can still live with the rise in the cost of living. We want to invest in our teachers because they are investing in our future. With that being said, let's show these teachers how much we appreciate them and show them we also want to invest in them like they invest into our children and give them the salary they deserve. Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam President, I'd like to call Kimberly Smith.
Okay. Good evening, Madam President Love French, board members, Dr. Albert, Dr. Doizan, colleagues, family, everyone that's out there in Zoom. I wanted to start off by thanking all of you who were able to attend the celebration of life for Victoria McGathan that was held last month. It was a great way to honor a woman who was the epitome of strength, compassion, discernment, and love. She proved to us that education is always more than just what we present to the students from our textbooks. A lot of it comes from our hearts. No teacher has ever come into this profession and thought that it was a fantastic way to begin living the lifestyles of the rich and famous. However, we did come into this profession believing that we would make a difference and be able to live a comfortable life on an equitable and fair salary. We also came believing that everyone in education felt the same way about being treated fairly. Why would we believe anything different? We preach and are preached to almost daily about the importance of social emotional learning, why bullying is wrong, safety matters, being kind to yourself and one another. And yet, here I stand feeling unappreciated and devalued. By many of you who I hug upon seeing, I smile and ask about your family, and you ask about mine, discuss life as a fifth grade teacher, and even have a "what's up, girl" moment from time to time. I do this because this is who I am, even behind closed doors. I do not put on a different face for the public and then another when the session is closed. My students will tell you that Mrs. Smith doesn't care who comes into the classroom because they know that my lessons are still my lessons with my personality, even during my formal evaluations. I am true to who I am and what I want to represent, and I know no other way. I also do my best to surround myself with others who are of the same mindset. With that being said, how can we, as the Adelanto Elementary School District, continue this facade? We cannot continue to smile, laugh, and joke in public and then undermine, disregard, and disrespect in private. If we are really here for the students and are truly concerned with their educational and emotional well-being, then we must do better and set an example. Each morning, I remind my students the Oxford English Dictionary definition of the word integrity is soundness of moral principle, the character of uncorrupted virtue, especially in relation to truth and fair dealing, moral uprightness, honesty, sincerity. Nah, I'm lying. I've only given them that definition a few times. However, I do give the more understandable fifth grade version, integrity.
30
It's
seconds.
what you do when you know or think that no one is watching. It's when you choose to do the right thing because it is the right thing to do. I will leave you with this. Although the Oxford English Dictionary says that integrity is a noun, I believe that it is a noun and a verb. It is a word that requires action, and I hope that your definition of integrity falls somewhere in between the OED version and my fifth grade version. Thank you for your time, and thank you in advance for acting with integrity.
Madam President, I'd like to call Maggie Pinedo.
Good evening. Bear with me, I'm fighting a sinus infection, but I felt this was crucial for me to be here regardless. Dear Adelanto School District, hello. My name is Magali Pinedo. My two youngest children attend Morgan Kincaid Elementary, which in my opinion is one of the greatest schools. My son is a fourth grader and my daughter's in first grade. We have been truly fortunate that both my children have had excellent teachers that go above and beyond. My husband and I have built a great rapport with these teachers even after our children have moved on from their classrooms. Just as an example, my 17-year-old, who now attends Sims, still visits his teachers from Morgan Kincaid. Ms. Godino. The Cambridge Dictionary defines a teacher as a person who instructs or trains a person. These teachers are vital. They're part of our children's lives. Our kids are at school the majority of their day. My question to you is, do you want these teachers to be frustrated, overworked, and underpaid? Do you want these teachers to view our kids as just a job? Eventually, these excellent teachers will burn out. This will be the district's fault for not fighting alongside our teachers, students, and parents. Why be that burden between a better education for our children? Why frustrate our teachers, having them fight for an increase in pay? Our economy has shifted so much in these past years. Why are you making them struggle for decent living wages? Our teachers deserve higher salaries and recognition of their critical role they play in educating our children, and recognition of the advanced degree required for teacher certification, and in support of the commitment and passion that makes our teachers great. If our fast food employees in California can make $20 an hour, do our teachers with degrees not deserve way more? How insulting to them to deny them the salary adjustment that they deserve. If we cannot support our teachers in this, then we are complicit in a system that gives lip service to the importance of our teachers in our children's lives, but cannot pay them a living wage. Parents and community members need to tell school board and superintendents that our children's education cannot be held hostage to whatever budget calculations are being used to justify postponing salary adjustments. In closing, do not make our teachers move to a different district because they are offered better pay, better benefits. You will feel an impact if our teachers start leaving because of the incompetence to adequately retain them by meeting their needs of a decent living. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Madam President, I'd like to call Jennifer Padilla.
Sorry. Good evening, board members and cabinet. Tonight, I am first coming as a parent. My daughter attends Victoria McGathan. When we decided to put her in this school, we live across the street from a school in Hesperia, and we decided to bring her to Adelanto because we knew that we wanted our daughter to learn Spanish. So we went ahead and requested for Hesperia to let us go, and they said absolutely, and here we are. Victoria McGathan got my daughter. From the moment we entered the campus last year, we were greeted by teachers doing the crosswalk, Mr. Verduzco directing cars into the parking lot and waving to all the students as they drove by, and the proctors greeting the students at the door, mostly by name and with a huge smile. As the first time, this is my oldest going to school, and even though I'm a teacher, pushing her through those cafeteria doors and not being able to go was hard on me. But knowing that those proctors were there, the cafeteria workers were there, and the teachers were there, made it easier on me. In TK, my daughter was challenged and walked out knowing her high frequency words, plus more, how to write beautifully, and so much more. This year in kindergarten, my daughter Rebecca has pushed to take AR quizzes in Spanish and English. She comes home excited to go back to school each day to go see her teacher, Miss Ford, and her friends, her teacher friends. She is currently reading at a second grade level, and that's not from me. She pushes herself to have perfect attendance. We've offered to take her to Knott's Berry Farm. She says, no, thank you. When I have taken her for Science Night, International Night, and many other events, she is greeted by teachers. These teachers have taken the time to know her and talk to her. She is encouraged to keep learning by all. She also attends the after-school program. When I come to pick her up, she tells me I came too early and she wants to stay. This is largely in part due to Miss Avalar and Miss Ruby. Rebecca likes to talk about the future and what she wants to be when she grows up. For a while, we kept encouraging doctor and lawyer, but nope, Rebecca wants to be a teacher at Victoria McGaffin. As a teacher and a mom, I don't want to tell her not to dream, but when I think of her having to fight for a cost of living adjustment every year, I try to convince her to think of other professions. I am not doing a good job because career dress up day is this week. She told me she wants to dress up as a teacher. As a parent, I am grateful my daughter is at a school where she feels safe and confident. I am grateful there are teachers, proctors, cafeteria workers, admin, and AYA personnel that make her feel this way. Please help them stay. As a teacher, I want to say thank you, Dr. Doizan, for bringing letters into our district. I have grown so much last year with what I've already learned, and I look forward to continuing this next year. Please work with us. My price of chocolate went up 12%. I would really like to keep buying it. Thank you.
Madam President, I'd like to call Summer Wagner.
Good evening. My name is Summer Wagner, and I stand here before you to discuss item 5.6. I'm a parent of 3 children, Aubrey and Destiny, who reside at Mesa Linda, and Priscilla, who reside at Westside Park. For 2 weeks now, we as parents have been hearing that the board is trying to get rid of Mr. Kraus, our superintendent. Mr. Kraus has been one of the best things that has ever happened to the district. He has he has invested his entire life to these kids, to our students, staff, and families. And although he is not perfect, I don't think any of us are, he doesn't deserve to be fired. Kraus is someone who has guided my children to thrive for success. Moving from San Bernardino School District in 2020 and coming into Adelanto, I didn't know how the district was. I have nothing but great feedback for Kraus. I know Kraus has been really trying to help teachers fight for what's right. So it's just curious how he isn't here today, especially since all these teachers are here talking about fair pay. Kraus is a great superintendent, and I wish nothing but the best. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Madam President, I'd like to call Bobby Brown.
Good evening. I'm Bobby Brown. I have one of my sons is here. He goes to Melva Davis. My other son is Dino Brown. Just went back to school after 2 months being sick. My first son, Wally Brown, is the first kid to graduate, one of the first kids to graduate from Melva. Been in this community since 2005. What you guys are doing to these ladies and gentlemen here is not right. I'm the commander. I was the commander at the American Legion. I'm a vet, work law enforcement. What you guys are doing? These ladies and gentlemen pay out of their own pocket. And you expect them not to get a raise? They go to schools go to Kmart, get their paper, you know? This ain't right. It hurts my heart to see these ladies. I have kids, my disabled kids are taught by a lot of these ladies and gentlemen in this room. It sucks. I always thought that teachers deserve the best. You know, I maybe not had the best teachers back in the day, but I have not had one problem out of Adelanto. I've had a problem out of the board. I've been here plenty of times. You probably have known me. School buses ain't fixed, but money's where. My son needs air conditioning in his bus. He's disabled. Has he got it yet, guys? No, and I was here not too long ago and I said, Rob McMillan is a phone call away. Just text him right now, showing him pictures in here. He wants an update. Please, please do what you can. Give these guys a pay raise. You guys gave yourself a pay raise, give them a pay raise. We as a community, the community of Adelanto, vote you guys in. We could vote you out. I'm just saying, you got the pay raise, give them a legitimate rebuttal, not zero. Meet them halfway. Everything's going high, skyrocketing. Insurance, believe me, I know. I haven't even seen my son's hospital bill, and he was there for 2 months, and he was in ICU for 6 weeks. You know that's getting millions of dollars. But I'm still here to help them out.
30 seconds.
I got you. I'll be done before then. But my thing is my veterans will come out here with these ladies and gentlemen and picket. We don't want to go that way. If they're not in the classroom, who's teaching our kids? No one. And then you guys send out these little letters. Oh, your son missed school today. How much money does that cost to come out of the budget? My son was out of school for that long. You know how many times I got letters? Stop with the nonsense. Give them what they deserve.
Madam President, I'd like to call Bob Zubia. Bob Zubia.
On Zoom?
No.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming out. That's awesome. You guys look great. Hello, board members. Let me see. I've spoken up here various times, but I believe I am not being fully heard or received. Therefore, this time I would like to begin with some quotes from none other than President Joe Biden. Maybe he'll be heard better than I or all of us have been. Let me see. He stated, referring to teachers, "You are all professionals, all of you. All of you have the responsibility, no, all of us have the responsibility to make sure you have what you need to educate our children safely, equitably, and well." I agree with that statement. Well done. He also said, "You deserve a raise." No, you deserve a raise, not just praise. And all of us here fully agree. Awesome. Okay, let me see. And he also said, "Beyond the teaching of reading, writing, adding, and subtracting, you give so many kids confidence. You let them believe in themselves. I really don't think you understand how important you are." Well, I disagree. I think we all understand how important we are. We're worth that cola. Yeah. Okay, let me see. He also said, "To remain the strongest economy in the world, we need the best educational system in the world." And going back to what I think now, I humbly believe this district is not where it could and should be in meeting these objectives. ADTA believes various board members want too many variables in their favor. I remember about 2 months ago, we were threatened with physical removal from these premises for simply whispering to each other. I was very turned off by that. Let me see. We bargained with the board several times throughout the year, but the proposals always came back rejected. We've met with you for board meetings here and waited several hours for your return, only to be told there will be little, if anything, shared tonight or that night. And lastly, it appears our superintendent is no longer with us, and very briefly after his contract was renewed. Let me see. I believe this track record definitely leaves more to be desired. I also believe that if that if we as teachers conducted ourselves in this manner, after that many incidents,
30
we will be
seconds.
verbally warned, written up, labeled as insubordinate, and most likely terminated. Must be nice to have that double standard. Lastly, as President Joe Biden stated, he wishes for us to remain the strongest educational system and economy. I don't believe we are currently on that path and hope positive alterations are made, beginning with the increase in COLA we so thoroughly deserve. Thank you very much.
Madam President, that does conclude the pink rods that I have here, but I do have some people on Zoom land.
Thank you.
I'd like to go ahead and call on Cynthia Rodriguez.
Asking her to unmute.
Good evening. My name is Cynthia Rodriguez, and I am a paraprofessional at Gus Franklin. I have been with the district for 18 years, and I currently work in a severe profound handicap classroom. I love my job. I will not change it for anything, but never have I ever, in my 18 years of being with the district, have I felt so disrespected by the district's negotiations with CSEA and ADTA. I would like to ask the board members if they truly know the definition of zero. The definition of zero in math is a number between negative numbers and positive numbers. Zero. Zero is what the district has offered classified as an increase of salary. Not only did they offer zero, but they will increase our Kaiser health insurance to $260 and $400 for Aetna members. So instead of bringing home more money to help with the cost of living, the district will put us in the negative numbers by taking away part of our income. Why put classified in negative numbers and keep other district employees in positive numbers? One example is, why does the district offer certain employees $7,000 a year to opt out of for health insurance and only $500 a year for classified? Let's do the math. 7,000 divided by 12 is $583. That means those employees are getting $583 a month on top of their salary for opting out, while 12-month classified employees are only getting $41.66 a month for opting out. What is the difference between those employees? Why offer upper-class employees more money to opt out? Are they not all saving the district money by opting out? It makes no sense. What happens to the rest of the money that the district is saving from all of the insurance opt-outs? I have faith, and I know that the district will do good by offering classified a 12% increase in salary and a 2% increase for longevity. Also, by keeping our insurance at $0 and by offering classified members $7,000 a year to opt out of insurance. I would also like to let the board members know that we stand with our teachers. The more the district tries to divide us, the more we will unite and fight for what is right. We are all valuable
30
employees for
seconds.
Adelanto School District. We all deserve to be respected, and we all have the right to receive fair wages. Do what is right. Thank you.
Madam President, she's actually here in the audience. I'd like to go ahead and call on Jessica Alcantar.
Good evening. I have a couple of parents back here with me, and students. Good evening, Board of Trustees, Superintendents, community in attendance, and via Zoom. My name is Jessica Alcantar, and I am accompanied by Miss Brandy Johnson, Mr. Bobby Brown, and Mr. Callan Brown. We are all AESD parents and students. Between the three of us, we have 11 children that have attended our middle schools and elementary schools within our district, 4 of which are still Melba Davis students currently. The same middle school that earned a spot on the 2024 California Distinguished Schools list. Through all the trials and tribulations that I've witnessed this district survive, the real reason why we are still afloat is because of our community. Our community that consists of our teachers, classroom staff, bus drivers, secretaries, proctors, technology department, security, counselors, custodians, and lastly, but nonetheless important, us, our parents. We show up every day. Some, if not most, teachers and supporting staff travel over an hour to teach and support our students here. Do they do it for the paycheck? Of course. That's the whole point of having a job. It's their livelihood, but they don't travel an hour for just a check. They do it because they're invested in our children, all of them, not some of them. Collectively as a community, we show up day in and day out, lovingly and consistently for these kids. Can we say the same about the district's leadership? Actions speak louder than words, ladies and gentlemen, and the actions currently taking place are not only embarrassing, but disrespectful. And then there's the words part. Our teachers and staff are being offered 0% increase, while fast food workers are now being paid $2 to $3 more an hour than some of our supporting staff that are here servicing our children daily. The outdoor play equipment at some of our schools is still out. 4 years. 4 years. Our kids are gone out of Gus because that's where it's at. And also our special needs kids. Where do we have outdoor equipment for them? Yes, we have classrooms. We need swing sets. We need to get them out and motivated because they are like everyone else. So they should have the same opportunity as everyone else. So we are united, parents, certificated and classified, and we're taking our power back because it's our children that are being simply seen as dollar signs. This is what your
30 seconds.
actions as a district is saying to us, the parents. Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam President, I am currently at 22 minutes. I have 2 more people. It's up to you. Okay, I'd like to go ahead. I just saw that Grace Rhodes is in the audience.
Good evening, board and cabinet members and everyone else here, ADTA, CSEA, parents, community. I stand before you not as an employee of the Adelanto, just an employee of the Adelanto School District, but as a voice for all the hardworking individuals who have dedicated their lives to shaping the future of our community through education. It is with a heavy heart and a deep sense of frustration that I address the blatant injustice we are facing today, the refusal of our district to provide a fair pay raise while simultaneously burdening us with the increased insurance cost. For over 26 years, I've been in this district, 26 years. I have witnessed the dedication and commitment of our educators and support staff. We pour our hearts and souls into nurturing the minds of our students, often going above and beyond every day. Yet, despite our unwavering dedication, the district has deemed it acceptable to deny us the compensation we rightfully deserve. I have never witnessed this in my 26 years in this district. How can it be fair that as we face the burden of increasing living expenses, the superintendent enjoys a 5% raise? It's baffling that funds magically appear for such increases while we, the backbone of this district, of this institution, struggle to get by. It's an insult to our integrity, morale, and reveals the one-sided priorities within the district's administration. There are reports of extravagant spending like $60,000 in overtime for an executive assistant in 1 year. 1 single year, $60,000. That is a lot of para's pay. This raises serious concerns about the district's financial management. This reckless handling of funds undermines our trust in the district and undermines the strength of our educational system. We're not demanding luxuries. We're asking for a fair compensation for our tireless efforts. A 0% raise alongside rising medical cost means a pay cut. It feels like our hard work isn't valued, like our sacrifices don't matter. How can we retain top talent with subpar pay? Subpar pay equals subpar work. When employees feel respected, they excel, just like our kids do. When they feel undervalued, it plummets. My fellow colleagues, it's time to stand together and demand a fair treatment we deserve. It's time to hold the district accountable for its actions and its neglect of those who are the lifeblood and the backbone of our educational system. Let us raise our voices in unison and send a clear message. We will not tolerate the injustices any longer. Thank you.
Madam President, I'd like to call on Connie Canavan. She's on Zoom.
Good evening, board, staff, and parents. Let me start out by saying that I am very disappointed to once again be standing up here begging for our district to make students and staff a priority. Shouldn't your goal be to attract and retain quality teachers to provide our students with a quality education? In the mid-1990s, our district paid employees healthcare and paid them fairly. Eventually, our district told our employees they needed to charge a small fee for healthcare. That small fee went up every year. Within a few years, your lowest paid staff was paying $300 a month for healthcare. Our bring home pay was less every single year. Since at least 2005, our staff has been informed our district cannot afford the cost of living raise for employees, even though this money is given to the district by the state specifically to be used for this purpose. Where did that money go? Finally, in the 22-23 school year, the district once again included district-paid medical benefits for full-time. Just 2 years later, that is once again on the table to disappear. Yet this time, there's no raise, just a drastic cut in pay for your full-time classified. Yes, we received a 12% raise last school year. However, we're still one of the lowest paid districts, if not the lowest paid district in the high desert. Both of my boys used to work for this district. You actually pink slipped my son. He was a middle school teacher at Mesa Linda. He'd been at that school for 15 years, 3 years as a student, then as a para, then as a teacher. You pink slipped him and he signed on with another district, making more money, has benefits. They have 4 prep periods a week. He teaches 5th grade. He is in an elementary school. Their class sizes are 20 to 1. 20 to 1. My other son, he is with a different district now. He worked here for 9 years, went to become a truck driver, wasn't his thing. You offered him his job back at bottom pay after 9 years. He now works for a different district that met his years in our district. He's only been there 9 months. He has gotten a promotion already. Now he makes more than his friends that never left your district. Both my boys have fully paid medical.
30 seconds.
The one district, they have a Me Too clause. The Me Too clause, whatever higher upper administration gets, the whole district gets. So our district, our admin got a 5% raise. That whole district got a 5% raise. You're gonna lose your valued employees. Please just treat us fair. I personally have been with this district for 28 years in one capacity or another, 28 years. A lot of have been here well over 20 years. Just treat us fairly.
Thank you.
Madam President, that concludes our speakers for tonight.
Thank you. Z, I appreciate your support. Trustees, I need a motion to recess the closed session.
I motion that we go to closed session.
Trustee Tyler, second.
Ms. LeVey, please take the vote.
Trustee Soto,
Soto, I.
trustee Webster,
Webster, I.
trustee Turner,
Turner, I.
trustee Benz,
Benz, I.
trustee La French.
Love French, I. Motion passed 5-0. The time is 7:01. We're in closed session. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. It is now 9:22. Make note of that. Trustee Webster left at 9:19. Call to order. Ms. LeVey, please take the vote. The roll call, I'm sorry.
That's
roll.
okay. Trustee Benz,
Present.
trustee Turner,
Turner, present.
trustee Soto,
Soto present.
trustee La French.
Love French present. Quorum has been established. Can I get a motion to extend the meeting? It's currently 9:30, 9:23.
Benz, I motion to extend the meeting no later than 10:30. Not that we're gonna stay here that long.
Trustee Turner, I second.
Ms. LeVey, please take the vote.
Trustee Soto,
Soto, I.
trustee Turner,
Turner, I.
trustee Benz,
Benz, I.
trustee La French.
Love French, I. Motion passed 4-0. Section 9, closed session report. I have one thing to report out. No,
Two.
two. No, one.
Two.
Okay, we're good? Okay. Sorry. That's okay. I'd like to report out that Michael Kraus is on administration leave and Dr. Albert has been appointed administrator in charge. The vote was 4-1 with a motion by Benz, a second by trustee Turner. The vote was as followed: Stephanie, no; Benz, yes; Turner, yes; Soto, yes; Love French, yes. Moving on to section 10, public testimony. Do we have any speakers? Z for ADTA.
I don't see Jennifer Rader, but I'll go ahead and call for her. She's on Zoom land. Jennifer Rader.
I'll ask her to unmute just now.
Hi, can you all hear me?
Yes.
Oh, good, great. Okay, thank you. Good evening, Board of Trustees. Transparency. This has been a key word used by this board over and over again as something you strive for. Yet this board has and continues to be as transparent as a brick wall. Mr. Kraus, his email was disabled last Friday. That means you went into closed session last Thursday and did this and did not tell anybody about it. And I don't know how you go into closed session and come out with no reportable actions when you do that on last Thursday. Now we hear about it. This is the first time I've heard about a reportable action in weeks. Week after week after week, you come out after 2 or 3 hours in closed session and we don't ever hear any reportable actions. We want transparency. We want to see the issues that have come before you. We want to see the votes, just like you did tonight. It's the first time I've ever heard it, actually. We want to see the issues that come before you. We want to see the votes. Your constituents deserve to see how you voted, each of you, and these matters should be public. Has it been 4-0? I'm sorry, 4-1, 5-0, or has it been 3-2 over and over and over again? Have we even got a shot at fairness when our swing vote firmly planted on one side? How can you leave us without someone at our helm? You are the drivers here. You direct him and the cabinet. What would be the harm in keeping someone on and correcting his actions? Up until a month ago, Kraus was your golden boy. What changed? Whose agenda did he offend? Are we going to be
I'm
slapped
sorry,
with the
Ms.
wrongful
Rader,
termination
you're
lawsuit?
coming in a little unclear.
Okay,
I can't hear
I'm
you.
doing the best I can.
Okay, thank you.
I'll do the best I can. Will we be slapped with a wrongful termination lawsuit or just another expensive settlement we have to pay? More more lawyers' fees will rack up and more consultant fees to Woolman and Williams at the tune of $900 an hour. We are a laughing stock in the high desert. Only Trona has a comparable superintendent turnover rate. With no one at the helm, this district will hit a reef. But I've long wondered if that wasn't your aim, to dismantle the district and usher in parent choice and charter schools. Every time we felt we were getting somewhere with this board, experiencing a summer of possibility, I renewed my faith. Last year, when you authorized the 12% increase, which showed us the respect we earned, finally bringing us up along other districts so we can compete, I thought we had turned a corner with better leadership. And then this year hits and the 0% slap in the face, despite numerous reports about our budget projections and the actuals, discussions about the interim reports, exposing the surplus in suspicious categories, and explanations about the state funding that will not be rolled back. You control the district's offer on the superintendent's recommendation. So with Mr. Kraus gone, I would have expected to see an offer, some offer to CSEA at the bargaining table. When that zero status quo came through again, the very next day, I, certificated staff, the classified staff, and above all, the parents and students of this community knew right then that Mr. Kraus wasn't the problem. It's you. With a rotating door of staff and leadership, you are the only thing that remains a constant. No longer are there smoke and mirrors for you to hide behind, only the locked door of closed session as you try to run out the clock, hoping the audience dwindles out of exhaustion. I've been trying this year to build a bridge with you. I've tried to make presentations respectful and professional. I've given you facts and figures as well as the teacher's perspective. My fear is realized. I can't burn a bridge that wasn't there in the first place. I'd like to thank the teachers and staff and management and parents that are in this meeting in person or on Zoom, because I at least know you are listening. That's all I have. Thank you.
See, do we have a representative from CSEA?
Madam President, I'm going to ask if we have Diane Lynn for CSEA on Zoom.
Asking her to unmute now. You may go ahead. Miss Lynn, it appears the connection is... Okay, Miss Lynn, we're going to turn off your video so that we can prioritize your audio. Okay, please continue. Your video is off.
Mrs. Lynn, I'm sorry, we can't hear you. Let's see if that will work, will help. Ms. Lynn, would you mind going back out of Zoom and coming back in and see if maybe that will help solve the communication? I think she just did.
Madam President, would you like for me to unmute her again? See?
Please.
Ms. Lynn, you may unmute. Ms. Lynn, I'm going to disable your video. If you could speak closer into the microphone, we may be able to hear you.
Maybe she can call in and we can hear her later. Oh, okay.
Ms. Lynn, we're going to try to call out to you.
I'm putting you on speaker. Go ahead.
Good evening. I said all I. Can you hear me?
But can you go ahead and mute yourself on Zoom? Turn off the sound on your computer.
Turn off.
Yeah,
Mute it.
just mute it. The sound needs to be muted. Or lower
I'm
the,
sorry. We'll have to do this another time. I'm having technical difficulties.
okay, no problem. Thank you, Diane.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, Z, do we have any audience members?
Madam President, we do not.
Thank you. Let's move on to section 11, adoption of the minutes. 11.01 trustees, can I get a motion to approve the board minutes from the regular board meeting of March the 19th, 2024?
So do I motion that we approve?
Benz, I second.
Ms. LeVey, please take the vote.
Trustee Soto,
Aye.
trustee Turner,
Turner, I.
trustee Benz,
Benz, I.
trustee La French.
Love French, aye. Motion passed 4-0. Section 12, the consent agenda. We're taking items 12.02 through 12.31.
Trustee Turner, I would like to pull 12.21.
I'm sorry, would any trustee like to pull an item?
Trustee Turner, 12.21. And 12.20.
Anyone else?
I'm done.
Can I get a motion to approve the rest of the consent agenda with the exception of 12.20 and 12.21?
A motion that we approve, the exception of 12.20 and 12.21.
Benz, I second.
Ms. LeVey, please take the vote.
Trustee Benz?
Aye.
Trustee Soto?
Aye.
Trustee Turner?
Turner, I.
Trustee La French.
Love French, I. Motion passed 4-0. Can I get a motion to approve section 12.20?
Turner, I motion to approve 12.20.
Can I get a second?
Benz, I second.
We're open for discussion.
I would like to defer the discussion until after the vote. Can I do that?
Sure.
Okay.
We'll take the vote, Ms. LeVey.
Trustee Soto?
Why?
Trustee Turner?
Turner, I.
Trustee Benz?
Benz, I.
Trustee La French.
Love French, I. Motion passed 4-0. We're open for discussion.
Okay, on 12.20, we have certificated management change in assignment. And that is Mrs. Dr. Turnipseed. She went from assistant principal of Mesa Linda to principal of Mesa Linda. Can we give her a round of applause? Dr. Turnipseed, would you like to make a statement?
Just really like to thank the board for giving me the opportunity to work with this district and for me to go over to make a difference in the lives of children and the staff at Mesa Linda. I want to acknowledge my 3 of the staff members that are here tonight. Thank you guys for supporting me. And thank you, Dr. Dwizon, for your consistent support and me in my efforts. So we look forward to doing great things together. So I'm very thankful for the opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Trustees, I need a motion to approve 12.21.
Trustee Turner, I motion to approve 12.21.
Benz,
I'll
you
Go ahead. It's gonna, go ahead.
Benz, I second.
We're open for discussion.
Can we vote first?
Yes.
Yes.
Trustee Soto?
So do I.
Trustee Turner?
Turner, I.
Trustee Benz?
Benz, I.
Trustee La French.
Love French, I. We're open for discussion now.
Okay, also, I don't have the names in front of me. So, Dr. Albert, could you introduce the new assistant principals and the coordinator of special education?
Absolutely. We will start with Dr. Best, who has been appointed as the coordinator of special education. Dr. Best, if you'd like to say a couple of words, please.
Amazing opportunity to come back to Adelanto where I started and to help our amazing families and students. And I just want you to know that I will be a support for our admin and our teachers and really unify our district with the special education department. So thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you and congratulations. Next, we'd like to introduce Kelly Boeing, Assistant Principal for Academic Instruction. If you'd like to come up and say a couple of words.
All right, I just want to say thank you so much to everybody for giving me this opportunity to come here and work with the community here. One thing that I was not aware of was the passion involved in this community. And I think this being my very first board meeting really showed me that there's a lot of passionate people here. And to join this team just gets me really excited to be part of that support system. And I brought my support system with me as well. These are my lovely children and my husband. And just wanted to say thanks again for giving me the chance.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Next, we'd like to introduce Ms. Dina L. Mahomes. Please come on up. Congratulations.
Thank you, Madam President Love French, trustees of the school board, along with cabinet members, Dr. Albert and Dr. Doizan. I'm really thankful for this opportunity, and I'm hoping that will be a great partnership together. I brought my support staff with my support family with me. So I have my husband, my 3 boys, and my mother-in-law, father-in-law, and sister-in-law. They are my backbone that help me with everything, from taking care of my kids to making sure that I'm able to go to school and get all this, everything I need to get done. So thank you very much for this opportunity, and I promise that we'll be a great team together.
Thank you. Okay, board, moving along to items. New business, 14.01. Approve the schedule for regular board meetings for the 2024/25 school year. I need a motion.
A motion that we approve schedule for the regular board meeting of the 2024 and 2025 school year.
Benz, second.
Ms. LeVey, please take the vote.
Madam President, any discussion on this item?
Oh, I'm sorry. Any discussion? Are we open for discussion?
No discussion.
Anyone want to change the date?
No,
Or
I
previous-
actually liked the schedule. We had less back to back. That was like the thing I looked for, and I really don't see if I saw any, so.
All right, I'll go ahead and take the vote. Trustee Soto,
So do I.
trustee Turner,
Turner, I.
trustee Benz,
Benz, I.
trustee La French.
Love French, I motion passed 4-0. Section 15.01, trustees, I need a motion to approve and adopt the first read board policy 5111 admission.
Trustee Turner, I motion to approve.
So do I, second.
Ms. LeVey, please take the vote.
Any discussion?
I'm sorry, my mind is. a
That's
little-
okay, I got you.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and I'll take a vote. Trustee Soto,
So do I.
trustee Turner,
Turner, I.
trustee Benz,
Benz, I.
trustee La French.
Love French, I motion passed 4-0. Section 15.02, trustees, I need a motion to approve and adopt the first read administrative regulation 5111 admission.
Benz, I motion to approve.
So do I. Go ahead.
You can-
Mr. Go
You
ahead.
can give it to trustee Soto.
Thank you.
We're open for discussion. Hearing none, Ms. LeVey, please take the vote.
Trustee Soto,
So do I.
trustee Turner,
Turner, I.
trustee Benz,
Benz, I.
trustee La French.
Love French, I motion passed 4-0. 15.03, trustees, I need a motion to approve and adopt the first read board policy 6170.1 transitional kindergarten.
Trustee Turner, I motion to approve.
And so do I, second.
We're open for discussion. Hearing none, Ms. LeVey, please take the vote.
Trustee Soto,
So do I.
trustee Turner,
Turner, I.
trustee Benz,
Benz, I.
trustee La French.
Love French, I motion passed 4-0. Section 16, governing board members' reports and announcements. Trustees, would anyone like to give a report or have an announcement?
Trustee Turner, I'll waive my comments. It's getting late. Actually, it is late.
So do I'll push my comments as well due to time constraints for the next meeting.
I just want to say real quick, during my spring break, I got to visit some schools. No, it's going to be quick. You don't have to zoom in. And the schools I went to, they were very, very nice, very welcoming. I saw students engaged, and it was quite enjoyable. So thank you.
Can I say something?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. I just would like to congratulate our new assistant principals and our new principal from Mesa Linda. It's been a long time coming. And welcome back to our district and welcome the new people to our district. Looking forward to working with you and your families. Good to see your families behind the face. It's awesome. So thank you again for choosing Adelanto Elementary School District for your new home.
Okay, so lately I haven't had much to say. I do have something to say tonight, and I want to start off by saying congratulations to all our new employees. I am a very sensitive person, so I do want to say that as a former parent, I joined this board as a parent. I was asked to join this board. This is my second term. I know that sometimes that the decisions and things that are made, but I want to say that, you know, when I started off at Morgan Kincaid, both my children went there. My girls are proud of me. My family is proud of me as a parent, as a Head Start preschool teacher, for what it is that I do to advocate for children and staff for AESD, and the decisions that are made are not always black and white or easy for me to make those decisions. But as a parent, as a preschool teacher, as a mother, my girls are proud of me. I'm proud of myself, and I stay quiet because I don't want to spend my time crying sometimes throughout, you know, my closing remarks. Being a mother, being a parent, this is where my heart lies. I became a board member because a teacher asked me to. And I have always worked with children for the last 30 years. I work with the youngest of children that are 0 to 5. I enjoy being a teacher. I enjoy children. I enjoy being a family advocate for parents, family, our community. And I just want to say that I hope that during state testing that we have going on, that, you know, that everybody, you know, reminds their children to get well rested, you know, and have a good breakfast. And everyone that's here, thank you for staying, and please drive safe. Thank you. May I get a motion to adjourn?
Turner, I motion to adjourn.
Soto, all second.
I'll take the vote. Trustee Soto,
Soto, I.
trustee Turner,
Turner, I.
trustee Benz,
Benz, I.
trustee La French.
Left French, aye. The time is 9:50. Adjourn. Please drive safe.